Now listen, when you're talking about impactful players in the NBA, people tend to jump straight to the superstars and household names. But in my eyes, players that impact the game on a very high level are the guys who play their role perfectly no matter the task at hand. The Warriors had a good season and a fantastic postseason run, which resulted in yet another championship. Showing up pretty much on a nightly basis, whether it's scoring the ball or defending on the other end, Andrew Wiggins caught my eye completely. Now some might say, duh, he was an all-star, so obviously he is a good player. And although yes, that might be true, but let's be honest, on a count of fingers, tell me how many times you've heard Wiggins' name come up as an emerging star in this league. Exactly, you don't really hear it as much as you used to. But it's these type of players that fly under the radar, and their amount of value on the floor sometimes gets overlooked. Looking at Wiggins' numbers in the series versus Boston, you can see that he showed up in a big way for the Warriors and stuffs the stat sheet, with the only downfall being his 3-point percentage. Some might try to criticize his poor floor spacing and scoring at times, but with him being in this Golden State system, he simply doesn't need to or will be the go-to option to get a bucket. Wiggins seamlessly fills his role, making things flow a lot easier when on the floor. Picking his spots and areas to attack the rim wisely, Wiggins isn't the guy to say, give me the ball, I'm going to score 40. He sees where he has opportunities, makes the best out of them, and if not, then he doesn't force it. After Draymond dumps this pass off to Looney, Rob Williams leaves Wiggins to double, and instead of Wiggins staying out on the perimeter, he immediately cuts to the basket, giving Looney a better angle to find him, and he dumps it off, resulting in a Wiggins bucket. Finding the holes and making himself available is where Wiggins shines, along with making quick plays when the rock is in his hands. This allows the offense to stay in a steady flow state, as he isn't trying to ISO out and break defenders down or just stand in one spot not moving at all. Wiggins knows where to make life easier for him to produce and lift pressure off teammates as well. As we watch Curry break past Smart, Al Horford decides to leave Wiggins, and at this moment, Wiggins has two options. Either backdoor cut to the basket for the lay or stay out on the three. Now which one do you think is smarter for him to do? If you said stay out on the three, then you are correct. Cutting to the basket would have made for a highly contested attempt at the rim by not only one, but two Celtics defenders. But by sliding out to this corner, it gives Curry a great angle to find Wiggins on the three, and he knocks it down. Here Wiggins passes and screens away to set up Curry for this three-pointer, and himself and Curry quickly realize that Horford switched on the screen and Tatum is there to show the double as well, so Wiggins cuts towards the paint and Curry just has to flick it over, and then Wiggins explodes in the paint for this crafty lay, splitting Rob Williams and Jaylen Brown. On this opposite wing, we can clearly see Wiggins is wide open, but Clay has no angle to see this, so watch when Curry cuts how him and Wiggins seem like they are moving as a unit, and right as Curry catches, Wiggins is right in the slot area, making a great angle for the pass, and he drops it right in. The movement of this Warriors team is simply astonishing. The unit they ran with this post-pass season just looked like they were all moving off one another, and if you could give it a chemistry grade, I would probably give them an A+. A lot of it starts with Steph Curry dictating the pace, flow, and having defenses gravitate towards him more, but Wiggins plays a special role in being able to set screens to get teammates open and make the right plays off of them. Slicing through defenses off ball is so important to this Warriors team, as they are pretty much known for shooting, so defenses will play up tighter, resulting in the floor being more open for cutters. When getting to the rim off cuts, in this past year's playoffs, Wiggins converted at a 76% rate, and this landed him in the 6th rank for all players in the playoffs with at least 7 games played. Now I'm not here to say that this aspect of his game is so special and without him they wouldn't have had success or anything, but we've seen players around the league that can't execute, impact, or find their groove when the ball isn't in their hands as much. For Wiggins, this is just the base of his game, and he can also create off the dribble for himself and go get a bucket. You're not gonna really see much flash per se from Wiggins, but he utilizes his great fundamentals matched with his size and athleticism to get to where he feels comfortable to score. After receiving this pass off the Clay kickout, Wiggins feeds Williams the up fake, which gets him on a trampoline, and then he goes right past Brown to body up with Horford in mid-air and finish this tough lay. Watching Clay come off this floppy action, he commands the attention of Melton, so once this happens, Wiggins attacks the rim hard, and when met by Clark, he uses the in and out into this spin move and makes the difficult floater over him. It's not only attacking off the dribble where Wiggins can be special, but it's also his pull-up as well. In the playoffs, he really showcased this by generating space with the handle and exploiting mismatches as well to shoot over them. You see Wiggins immediately attacks here and gets White in this high post action, and knowing he has the size advantage, Wiggins uses his offhand to gain space and then gives the little shimmy to fade and knock it down. Shooting 45% on roughly 2 pull-ups in the mid-range per game, Wiggins was not just a one-trick pony with finishing at the rim. He could stop and pop at any moment as well. After shifting Tatum with this quick cross between the legs, and right as it seems as he's going to go to the rack, he gives Tatum a slight bump and sidesteps for the 15-footer. So not only can he knock it down off the catch, but when Curry, Dre, Clay, or others drops to the basket and look for the kick out, Wiggins can attack hard closeouts and go attack the rim relentlessly, or he can put it on the deck, show the defense a couple moves, and get into a pull-up over them. The reason being so comfortable in their mid-range is special and tons of people overlook it is because if you attack off the dribble, most defenses will assume, hey, you're gonna go convert at the rim. But that's where having that soft touch in that in-between game can set you apart from a lot of people. If you can stop and pop on a dime or use different combos and moves to get good looks with the jumper, then you can become pretty unpredictable when getting downhill. This works perfectly in a Warriors system as there are lots of defensive collapses due to the amount of gravity Steph and Clay have when they are on the court together. So plugging Wiggins in along with Draymond's passing makes this offense a masterclass. Now that same size and athleticism he utilizes to help him succeed offensively is a big part of his defensive success, and this aspect of his game is probably the most important thing he offers to this Warriors team. Being tasked to guard the other team's best scorer can be a hard thing to do night in and night out, but for Wiggins, he never misses a day at work. And he showed up for tons of overtime in the playoffs and the finals. Using his length, relentless pressure, and quick lateral movement to throw guys off their path to get to their spots, Wiggins was one of the hardest defenders to get by. Stuffing the stat sheet as we said earlier, in the finals Wiggins averaged 1.5 blocks and steals a game, and this is hugely because of the length and size that he has. Pairing his athleticism around the rim with his 7-foot wingspan, Wiggins can make layups be even more difficult as it will be hard to find angles around him when he can test you. Same as if you're out on the perimeter, not only can he get a great contested hand up on the jumper, but if you are dribbling the ball loose, or even if you drive to the basket, you're still vulnerable as Wiggins can reach in and steal it, and now the Dubs are going the other way. This hustle and grit on the defensive end throughout the playoffs landed Wiggins first in total contested threes at 103, sixth in contested twos at 112, and third in contested shots total amongst all players in the playoffs. This alone should show you just how locked in and active Wiggins was defensively. Being able to switch on the guards quickly, moving his feet to stay with them, while also holding his own with forwards as well, makes him a nightmare to run across and is why he was and is key for the Warriors on the defensive end. Now look, Wiggins isn't a superstar, nor do I see him getting to that level, but indeed Wiggins is a star in this league, no doubt about it. Having a player that can join the system and provide value in the right spots right away is so key. Wiggins makes things offensively run smoother, which in turn makes his team more successful. Showing up offensively is one aspect of the game, as defense plays a major factor as well. And for Wiggins, it looks as if that side of the ball is where he gets his money. Every team would love a player like Wiggins, but honestly, it's kind of hard to find players like him that excel without the ball in their hands as much, and at the same time will lock up one of the better players, if not the best player on the opposing team. Wiggins is nothing short of special, and this Warriors team has a great piece on their hands. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this Jamal Murray video where we discuss his return and how he will unlock the Nuggets' potential. Or watch this Luka Doncic video where we deep dive into what makes him special. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.